Hello, hello. I have arrived. I am here. For the stream. Oh, let's get the camera back on. Always have the camera off to reserve the battery. Welcome, welcome. We're back. It's kind of an impromptu stream. I didn't even know I was gonna be streaming. I gotta be real. I was just honestly gonna get on, turn on my lights, start painting. But I was like, you know what? Let's throw it onto a stream. Cause why not? I'm getting pretty far in this kit. I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. It's looking really good. I will show off what work we got going on so far. So let me just get all the pieces that I would say are done. But at the end, I am gonna look over everything and see if I missed any spots or if there's maybe something else I want to add. But as of right now, these are pieces that I'm happy with and that I think are pretty much finished. Not much I would want to add to any one of these pieces, and to be honest, they're all looking good. Move the paint real quick. Here's what we're working with. All these pieces. Everything that's on the cutting board. Everything that's on the cutting board. Let's get a little zoom in here. All right. What are we working with? What do we got going on? Also, I think I'm gonna bump up the settings on the camera quick. Somewhat better lighting up in here. Up in here. How are we looking on that? Plus one looking all right. What do we do? Plus 2/3. Plus 2/3 doesn't look too bad. Plus 2/3, we'll go +1 so everyone can see. Nobody's actually blind. If for some reason my... Oh, there we go. We're back. Back in action. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So first things first, right here. You've got the torso. Torso came out clean. I actually did a dark wash all along the tubing here as well, so that it kind of highlights it in each one of the lines. It's a little bit darker. Looks pretty good. Got some rust on the back. Not bad, not bad. All right. Backpack. This I really love. I love this color. It's more of a minty color. This came out really good too. I'm super happy with this. Right? Okay. Got the shield. Oh, gotta love the shield. This was the first thing when I started painting the rust. This was the first thing I painted on. And this turned out really good. This turned out very, very clean. Very beautiful. I love the rust right here. This detail, I gotta get in on this detail, man. I really gotta show it. I'm just so happy with that. I'm so happy with it. It came out so nice. Hell yeah. Definitely did a lot of research to figure out what techniques work for this sort of weathering, and also just looked up examples. A lot of examples actually in real life as well, like just driving around seeing other people's cars. How did the rust form? What shapes did it make? Stuff like that. And this is the back. Not too much rust. I did some rust up here because it kind of like wrap around from the edges, but not too much. A little bit up here. Not bad. Not bad. Perfect timing. I was gonna move on to the gun. We've got the gun. You will focus. Ta-da. I still, man. God. It's looking good. And then of course we got the head. This is one of my favorite parts because it was just fun. You know, last second I kind of changed my mind and was like, you know what? I want to make the top antenna black. And then I was like, what if we make the whole front piece black? Like it's kind of like a helmet he's wearing. I mean, of course it's a helmet. It's a giant suit of armor, but you get the gist of it. And then I did a little silver tip, kind of like a stinger or something. And then here we got his big old leg. That's crazy to me. That just looks so good. Painted up the kneecap so it would match. Man, I'm happy with that. I didn't know how any of it was gonna turn out. I had no idea. I feel like I might have gone a little too heavy on the underside. But then I kind of understand it when you compare it to like all the rust on the outside creeping in, kind of like the underneath of a regular car. You know, if it's been sitting out for a long time with like little to no maintenance. That's good. You can see some red. No, you can see some red still in there. No. No one's gonna see it. Like I said, I don't want to be one of those people that just leaves stuff unpainted because you won't see it. But it was hard with this one. This is my first time ever painting a model kit and my first time ever painting with an airbrush. But yeah, that's everything for what we got finished. I would say finished. I'd like to say finished. I don't know if I can. I probably can't, because I'm probably gonna get to the last step and then be like, wait a minute, we can add these. Oh, we also have, I forgot to mention, we also got like the funnels, the funnel launchers and the funnels themselves. I just did those up in black with very little weathering, because I was like, the idea would be like, these have just like, my idea for the black part of the helmet, the black tanks on the backpack and the black funnels and funnel launchers is just that they're newer. You know, everything else on the suit is from when it was originally made, and then all this other like stuff is upgrades that they've made. That's my idea. But anyway, let us zoom back out. Zooming, and we're pretty much just gonna be painting today. We're gonna be continuing the process. Right here I got the other foot. I was thinking maybe we could work on the other foot. Might be good. That's probably what we're gonna be working on. Got all my colors set up. So I know it is kind of a mess, but I do try to clean it every time I paint. These are our colors that we've kind of been working with the whole time. So we got the burnt sienna, the burnt umber, black, and then here we have burnt umber mixed with black, and then here we have black mixed with burnt umber. I just basically ended up having two because one's slightly darker than the other. I was like, whatever. Ended up with two. I didn't like how light one of them was. I was like, let me make another one. And then I've ended up using them both actually. So this should be fun. Let's get in here. I hate like doing it right above the paint, but it's also fun. So much fun, man. Good, you're gonna focus for me. Thank you. So, you know, sometimes this don't like to focus. Sometimes this really don't like to focus. But I've already thinned down these paints quite a bit actually. I don't have to worry about that part. Sometimes thinning down stuff is just a freaking hassle, man. You just want to get right into the creating process. Focus where I need you. Focus where I need you to focus. Oh my god, it's such a pain in the butt when my hand gets in there. Now you're locked it. Now you're locked right where I want you. It is relaxing though, I won't lie. I'm not gonna get on here and be like, this shit is so boring. I hate doing this. Like, no, it's soothing and it's so nice to like sit back after you've done layer and layer of paint and actually see it build up and see progress, see the transition from just some random paint on the brush to actually looking like rust. It's very fun. Also, doing the rust is really fun because when you're basically, if you're just doing it little layer by layer, you might not see it at first. Like, you really might just be thinking like, man, this doesn't look like anything. This looks like crap. And then once everything dries, and because you know, thin your paint, the different areas are gonna dry differently and give different effects, and some areas will be translucent and they'll let some of the other color underneath through and stuff like that. And it's like you don't get that if you don't thin the paint. You just put globs of paint on there. But I feel like I'm someone that thinks you should be thinning your paint for every project, like no matter what it is. If you're, you know, doing something on a canvas or doing something on a freaking model kit, it doesn't matter. Thin your paints. Always thin your paints. Otherwise, you have to start all over. You don't want to start all over, unless you're learning. In which case, go ahead, don't thin your paints. See what happens. A good learning experience. And I don't even mean that in like a mean way, like for real. Like, don't thin your paint. And then see what it looks like. Take a look. It'll be very easy for you to like learn from that too, and be like, oh, okay, here's what happens when you don't. It ain't a threat, I promise. I'm just saying it might be good to try something wrong to know how to do it right. It made sense to me in my brain. It was good advice. Or what would you say? Not necessarily good advice, but it was well-meaning advice, you know? Oh, I realized I didn't even start recording a whole thing I was supposed to start recording. But yeah. Just painting up some stuff. Weathering it up. Continuing the weathering process. Yeah, this is gonna turn out great. Oh no, you could see some red. No. I just love doing the rust. It does seem like it would be a really tedious process though. But yeah, just building everything up in layers. Especially when you've watered everything down, like I have all my paints watered down. It just works out. It just work out. Hell yeah. Ah! Messed up a little bit. I messed up a little bit. No. No. I think when I do this sienna, I usually do around 2 layers. And then when I switch to the umber, I usually do 2 or 1. And then I switch to the umber mixed with the black. So I'd kind of do like 3 different colors, but like 5-ish layers usually to get that done. Yeah, here, let's go ahead and show you the colors that we're working with right now. This is what we got. We got our burnt sienna, our burnt umber, our black, and then we got burnt umber mixed with black, and then black mixed with burnt umber because I made one, didn't like that it wasn't dark enough, and then I made another one, and then they inevitably got mixed together, and now it's just 2 dark browns, basically. That's what we're working with, but I'm happy with it. It works for me. It looks good. It doesn't look bad. It works. But yeah, I guess since I wasn't recording before, I'll show off some more stuff that I had already finished. So here's some of the stuff that we finished so far. Or I say finished. I'm probably going to go through again at the end. See if there's anything that I missed. God, this came out so cool. I'm so happy about it. The detail. The layers of paint. I think that's what really did it, was all the different layers all coming together. The rust all underneath. Like a used car. I love it. So fun. Over here we got the torso. I was working on this actually a little bit today. I think this turned out nice. I didn't want to weather it as much as I did with rust as I did the leg. I basically just wanted to give it kind of a dirt wash, you know, it's just got some dirt, got some grime, needs to be cleaned, but there's not necessarily any major damage. Pretty cool. I'll show one of my favorite parts, the backpack. Love this color, this like minty green. This turned out nice, a lot of rust, a lot of wear on this one, especially down the side here. Like all the paint's worn away. Yeah, pretty cool. And I'll show off the head as well. I love this. There we go. Cut off the two char kind of helmet antennas that mimic his original helmet. And then we got just completely black antenna with the silver tip. I say completely, but it's got a silver tip. Then we got the black antenna with a little silver at the end, so it's kind of like a stinger. Love that. The reason I have some pieces on here that are black while the rest of it is like really weathered is my lore is that pieces like the front half of the helmet and the tanks for the backpack fuel is kind of like those are new and they've been replaced very recently, like super recently, and all this other stuff hasn't been taken care of for quite some time. So that's kind of my lore for that, pretty much, to explain it away. All right, how's our foot looking? Our foot's not looking too bad. Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. All right, so now we go from what we were just doing and we move on to the dark umber. The darker umber. Which this will be good. I can only see this being a positive for us. All right. You nervous? Cause I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna sit here and say I'm a little nervous. We could zoom in even more. I bet. There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh. There we go. Fill it in. But I don't go all the way to the edge, so I have a lot of that orange showing through. How am I gonna get in? God damn it. Oh, just be careful. Oh, that went smooth. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little nervous for that. Got some water still on my brush. What you doing with all that water? Hey girl, what you doing with all that water? What you doing out here with all that water? That doesn't look too bad, man. This rest really ain't turning out too bad either. Looks good. Not too bad, not too bad. There you go. There you go. Here we go. Harder when you have these small sections, but we gonna make it work. Bad, not terrible. Best part is we're working with rust, so like some Bob Ross, it's all happy accidents. We make a mistake, no reason to stress about it because it's all right here to figure out. There we go. Not half bad. Nice. Got more pieces over here. We got tons. There's tons of rust on this. It's gonna turn out real good though. I'm hoping you know, in all honesty, I work hard on this. I think I could really push myself to get this kit done tomorrow. I really think it's a possibility. I mean, obviously, like the video won't be done for it tomorrow. I'd be working the next couple days on that, but I'm actually really excited about that. I thought it was gonna be a bit. I thought it was probably gonna be like the end of the week. Yeah, I really thought it was gonna be like the end of the week, but it really might be in these next few days, next couple days, actually. We shall have to see. But if we can get it done, that'll be fun. Definitely do some type of stream showing it off, talking about it. All right, that might be it for paint level 1. As you can see, a lot of the time when you go through and you're doing a piece like this where you have so much to go through, a lot of it ends up drying, and then you can already go back through again with another coating. Another dark coating. But in all honesty, I think this other side might be good. It looks pretty good. This side looks good to me. Looking all right. Realize we got some big light piece in here. We could try to cover up with some brown. There we go. Cover that up. No one needs to see that. Yeah, this is looking good already. We can compare it to the other foot, actually, to see how much weathering still needs to be done. But if you look at the rust, it kind of started out in a similar manner, right? So that's how much the rust look changes by the time you get to this step, you know? There's so much variation, whereas here we're just getting started. We're really just getting started on this. It kind of tells the story. You can see it got hit there, and then the rust, you know, water has been leaking down, leaving a stain, and another stain over here. I love that. Yeah, that's looking good. I think we'll leave it at that. I really don't want to do too many extra layers if it's not necessary. And once we do a couple more dark washes, a yellow wash, and some mud splatter, that's pretty much it for the feet. That's how I go about doing it. It looks like I'm scratching my nipples, but I'm scratching my armpits. Itchy armpit. What the hell? I'm not using aluminum deodorant. What the fuck? I'm down to my last little bit of Pepsi. I gotta pull it together. My Discord's going off. Hold up. Why is my Discord going off? Oh, whoa. Ooh, they're posting clips in my Discord. But I for real love painting the rust. This has been best time. I don't think I did any, yeah, I didn't really do any rust down on the forearms. I didn't really want to. Maybe we could probably do like, sometimes I like to add like little, something like that. Like a little flick, little flick of the wrist. And you just come in with your finger and you just kind of brush up on it. And then you see now we got some, I don't know, mud marks? Some kind of distressing. some kind of scratches. There we go. Like I said, I don't want too much. I don't want it to be ugly. Alright. Not bad. Not half bad. Not half bad, guys. Not half bad at all. I don't know if that'll need another coat. That might be it for the arm. And then we'll do some more washes on it and it'll be perfect. Yeah, I think so. These skirt pieces, they need some dark washes. The foot's gonna need some dark wash, a yellow wash. No, it's gonna need a dark wash, then a yellow wash, and then I think 2 more dark washes. I'm pretty sure 2 more. Got the skirt. The skirt's almost done too. What the skirt really needs is just some yellow paint and a black wash. Because when I look at the skirt with the leg that's finished, it's just something about the colors. It's not perfect yet. But we're getting there. You know, once this leg's in there, I mean, that's kind of what we're working with. That looks cool. Look at that. That's not the front though. That's the back side. I apologize. Hold on. Look at that. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Very excited. How could I not be? Let me actually check my camera battery as well. Oh, it's getting low. I've been using my camera for a couple hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and change batteries real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and like I said, I was just fixing the camera, setting it up. Alright. I got full battery, fully charged battery that is, and we should be good. Oh, I wonder what kit I'm gonna try to get next. I'm stuck between the Gym 3 and the Gym Sniper 2. Cause I just love the way the Gym Sniper 2 looks. The thing is so fucking cool. Be nice to have one for real. And I also have to decide in the diorama who's going up against the Sazabi. I mean, I haven't even made that decision yet. I haven't completely decided because sitting over here like, this is a cool suit. So it's been a hard decision, you know, it's a tough suit. A big suit, but because it's not like the OG Char's Sazabi anymore, I didn't want to just pick the new Gundam or repaint it or something and use the new Gundam, because I don't think that would work very well. I think that might actually look kind of like some alternate universe thing where it's like a black and orange new Gundam versus a green Sazabi or something. That's not really what I'm going for. Could be fun though. I usually don't stream this late at night, honestly. This like streaming at like 1:30 a.m. is not something I normally do. I used to stream until like 2 or 3 in the morning. But then I started streaming earlier, and lately I've actually been trying to stream at like 10 a.m. is when I'd like to go live. But I don't know when that's gonna happen. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Oh. Actually, I was supposed to message my grandma back earlier. She had her birthday recently. You good? Did that like leak my phone at all doing that? Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Just gonna check the VOD later, you know? Okay, let's see. What should we work on next? Next. I mean, we still gotta do a dark wash on the arm. Essentially, I think that would really be next. Alright, well, let's wait for that to dry a little bit more. Same thing with the foot. We'll work on those. Let's see. What else needs some love? I think we gotta paint the bottom of this at some point. I just don't really want to do it right now because it involves silver. Because we're gonna be doing silver in these vents. And then probably maybe some silver and black up here. I don't know, I feel like this whole section should be black, like this whole section. But that would require a lot more paint as well. And a lot more time. And it wasn't my original decision. Sometimes I try and tell myself, like, stay with your original decision that you had. Like, don't go from this thing to that thing, or don't change too much if you're gonna add anything. Like with the helmet pieces, you know, these were primed and ready to paint. And I had already painted this green, but I was like, you know what? It's primed, you know, I haven't done any work on it besides paint it green. Might as well paint it if I want to. And cutting off the antennas was super easy. I was worried it was going to leave a big mark, but actually it's just left these like rectangles that are symmetrical on the side. So it just looks like panel line detail. And so it's kind of perfect. I'm not going to lie. It came out really well. It came out a lot better than I thought. I honestly think this would honestly be ready to do a wash already. I think it's ready. I think it's for real ready for a wash. I don't think we really gotta wait too much for that. Get in focus. You will focus. There we go. Okay, let's do a wash. Fuck it. We got more black. We got more white. Or not white, water. Got more black and we got more white. Let me also move the foot so I don't paint directly on it. Jesus Christ. Should have seen how I had it. It's not looking good. Okay. Fuck it. Go stupid, go crazy. I do enjoy doing this part though a lot. It can be fun. It's scary, but it can be fun. Oh my god, the joint is loose. It's like moving, the whole thing's moving itself. Calm down. Stop moving so much. Stop moving. Oh my god, why is it moving like that? I can't even keep it in the camera frame. Oh, I normally don't like to do that. I like to do the lower arms separate, but since it decided to get paint on itself, now I gotta paint that too. Alright, that's fine, that's fine. This part is super easy though. Just put the paint on here. Let it rest for a little bit. Not like super long, but a normal amount of time. Let it rest. Let the paint rest. Like you let a steak rest, you know? Get that all on there, but let it rest. I'm gonna literally just set it down right here for a second. Just let it rest. blasted with the smoke. It blasted. Oh man. It's a good fucking vibe. Good funky vibe. Good funky vibe. Good funky vibe. So I realized this music is so quiet. Stardew Valley music. There we go. I don't know why that music was so quiet though. Alright. Now you take something like this, which I've already used once, but you just take something like this. Paper towel. I've heard a microfiber cloth works surprisingly well. And then you just come in here and you start wiping it all away. You just wipe it all off. You wipe off all the hard work you just painted on. Because, well, you don't need it all. You don't need all of it. You just need some of the messy. And there you go. It's been dry brushed. There's some pieces on top. You could probably get a little bit more. Got more stuff showing. It's relatively easy. Right? And then we compare it. Where's the other arm? Compare the two arms. You have two weathered arms. And it'll leave like these markings and these like splotches like that, which I feel works really well for this specific type of weathering, because we're looking for kind of like a wet, rusty, kind of almost like a swampy vibe going on, you know? And so it works. And we're just going for like desert weathering. That I don't think it would work the same or look as good. But maybe you could make it work. Maybe someone else could really make it work. I'm just thinking, if you're in the desert, you're not gonna have like water damage on your suit. But what the hell do I really know? I've never piloted a mobile suit before myself. Personally, actually. I'm only a base level expert. Alright. That's good. That's good in. For the gauntlets, I've actually kind of been not wiping off as much, kind of leaving them a little bit more weathered so that they stand out. I feel like this suit gonna be doing a lot of punching, knocking stuff over, knocking trees over with his hands and stuff. One thing that's kind of fun as you're handling the suit as well, you'll accidentally like leave marks with your hands and stuff, and that really works out if you're doing something like this. I think we're actually out of black paint. I for real need to get more black paint up in here. Oh my god. I didn't realize it was even low. Use my stick trick. You pour onto a stick, it'll pour directly down into whatever the stick's going into, and it makes it a lot easier. Oh my god, I'm almost like completely out of black. I need to get more. No! It's all good. I do have more acrylic black, but it's not tester's black, and I've really been enjoying using the tester's black. It works perfect for what I need. Please, tester's black, don't leave me. Alright, let me get more water real quick. More water, more water. More water, more power to the people. Alright. And now we do the inside, which is equally as fun. Doing the inside is fairly easy. You just basically make a mess. and you're good. And you've done your job correctly. And that's basically it. That's how I've been weathering the arms. And it turns out exactly the way I wanted it, so it's all good. I'm gonna set that chilling by its lonesome over here. There we go. Muy es bonito. Very happy with that. Who's next? Who needs a wash? I guess the foot needs a wash, doesn't it? Sounds so weird, the foot needs a wash. Ugh. I think I actually do need more black paint, even after what I've done. Let me just cut me a new stirring stick. Black materia. Oh, this is from Final Fantasy 7. I almost said Resident Evil 7. What the hell is wrong with me? Oh, why do I have to be so low on black? Oh. That genuinely makes me so sad. I don't think I ever even knew it was that low. Damn. Well, it's a good thing we're almost done with all these washes and whatnot. I mean, honestly, I could probably just like mix water into the black now. There. Life a little bit easier. And that actually worked. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll just be doing that. Alright, foot wash time. I'm pretty sure when I did the feet wash for the other foot, which just sounds so weird, but that's what it was. It was a foot wash for the other foot. I'm pretty sure when we did that, we actually didn't wipe it off for either time, like all 3 times actually. But I might be wrong. I could very well be wrong about that. Let me see. Can I tell just by looking at it? I might have wiped it away. Or it was that yellow wash I did, or orange wash. Or yellow? Was it yellow? Yeah, it was yellow wash. Could have been that yellow wash I did that I washed it all away. Yeah, we got our dark wash on there. Here we go. Got the dark wash. Yay, my hands are filthy. My hands are filthy. Hey, what's going on? Daniel Gamer 884? Is that who it is? Oh my goodness, welcome, welcome. We're customizing Gunpla. Welcome to the chat. Currently working on making another one of these. Another foot for the Sazabi. This one's not even done. This needs like one more dark wash and some mud splattered on it, and then we're good. Not real mud, just this paint. But yeah, so far so good. We're having a good time. We're just chilling. We're just building Gunpla and we're chilling. That's all it really is. That's all it comes down to. So I'm gonna leave that foot to dry, I think. Or maybe even not. I don't know. I might actually wipe a lot of that stuff away because I cannot remember exactly what the steps are. I actually wrote it down. I did write the steps down to try to remind myself. Okay. So for this first step, we do wipe it away. I think we just wipe it away for first step. For some of these steps of doing the dark wash with the black paint mixed in with all the water, I leave the paint on there to dry for a little bit, or even just completely dry. But for this, it seems like I I did wipe a lot of it away last time. I'm trying to remember. It's like I could do the smart thing and just build all of this stuff all at the same time. And then it's like, oh, shit. No, we can't. But since you're new here, I'll show you a little bit of what we've been working with. Here's our leg. One of our legs. Our right leg. Pretty much done. This is pretty much the finished product of something like this. And then we got the shield. Full of rust. Full of the weathering. And we got the backpack. This came out really nice. I really like this. Just clean. It's not clean at all. It's very rusty, very dirty. And then we got the helmet. A little silver at the end. Oh yeah. Cool stuff. We're almost done. We're almost there. But after I do this black wash, I actually go over it again with a yellow wash. See how that part kind of dry, kind of ugly. You can actually come in here. I'll see if this will work on the foot because we had done this before. Oh, you could scratch at it before, but I guess you can't really scratch at this as much because it's already so dry. You catch it right before it dries. Like this is how I do the rust. You wipe at it and it actually comes up. Man, that still came out good though. Compared to the other foot, they look similar enough. I'm happy. That looks good though. So we'll wait for that to dry a little bit and then we'll go ahead and hit it with this yellow wash. Let's see. Hopefully I can actually open this. Oh my god, it got stuck again. Oh, it's good. We're all up in that. All up in that beautiful yellow. And the yellow just helps to kind of balance out some colors, like things that are too dark lighten and things that are kind of like rusty orange become more vibrant. But then we hit it with 2 more dark washes on top of the yellow, so it's a lot of back and forth and back and forth. But I feel like that's the only way to end up with like this kind of variation. You get this kind of like faded, kind of like where you can barely see the rust through it anymore. I also got to do the underside of this. I don't want to do it though. Shit takes forever. And we got to do the underside of this. This shit gonna take a while. But we're getting there. Just waiting on one arm to dry. And what was the other piece? I think really we could start working on the skirt pieces. They're pretty much ready. Get you over here. This is 2 side skirts. I think I might do a yellow wash. Because my big thing was like only doing the yellow wash on the legs. And then kind of leaving it off of everything else. I think I might still do that though. I think I might just leave that off. These are already looking damn near perfect. These need another wash. I don't know when that black got on there, by the way. Like a black dot. I have no idea when that happened. Must have splattered from something else. And they really don't look that different in color. But one big thing about doing stuff like this too is trying to figure out when you're done. When do you decide to be finished? See, this is lighter than this by quite a bit, so I think this needs to be darkened a bit. Because these are pieces that are literally right next to each other on the kit. Alright. Let's get some more washes on this piece. And we'll do the other 2 side skirts as well. I love Gunpla. Yippee! This royalty-free ass Nintendo music playing. Music ain't ass. I'm just saying it's some royalty-free ass music. All right, where's my ish? Getting stuck to my hands instead. Like, it wouldn't let me pick it up. It just kept getting stuck to the side of me. All right, those pieces gonna be a lot darker now. Trust me. Those are gonna be good. My hands are now just fucking covered in black paint. Jesus Christ. Jesus, how'd you let this shit happen, man? All right, let's go ahead and get ready for that yellow wash. Yellow wash is pretty easy. I don't even really, I just kind of take it directly out of the yellow. I don't really do it any other way. But I gotta get my other brush because I'm not really a fan of mixing the brush. It still feels somewhat damp though. You know how you could tell? Like cold and damp. It might not be ready yet. Pissing me off. Get ready. Get ready, boy. All right, what else? That foot's good. This arm's finished. Pretty much completely. I'm happy with that. Quite a bit. So, I mean, when you put that next to the body, they match up pretty well. So, good shit. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Man, I even got like, there's like a little black, there must have been like black that like splattered at some point, which is really frustrating. There's even a little black dot on the helmet now. I mean, it is what it is. Just crazy. I don't know when it would have splattered because it doesn't have like a snapping cap. You smell plastic crack? Welcome, welcome. You found the plastic crack. You found it. It's all right. You found it. You found it. It's all right here. It's all right here. How much you looking for? Top quality, man. Just waiting on some stuff to dry before we jump back into it. You can see still waiting on this to dry. Still waiting on this camera to focus. It's coming along. Best part about this kit, I think, is literally just that there's like no seam lines. Like there's actually like none. I actually don't think there are any on the whole kit. I mean, you could argue like shit like this, but that's like, no, that's just like an angled part of the design. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could argue that that's kind of like a seam line, but not really. I've been tempted to get the high grade Sazabi. This is the second Gundam kit I've ever bought, and it's amazing. I'd say, from someone that doesn't know shit about like kits and like what kits are easy to build or what kits are fun to build. I just know the lore. I don't know the kits, and even with the lore, I'm still new to this whole thing. I only got into Gundam like 2 months ago, but I got into it because I was just watching so many kit building. Like I never built a model kit, but I like customizing action figures and things like that. And it's kind of, you know, you basically you do the same things besides putting it together. Priming, sanding, painting, all that. Oh yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid, like 5 and 6, they had some old, or no, it was when I was 4, they released these Gundam SD figures. So I had 4 SD figures, I had no idea what they were, but it's the God Gundam, the Master Gundam, the Captain Gundam, and a Zaku too. And the God Gundam and the Master Gundam are gold, and I still have them. They're not model kits though, they're just SD figures from the SD Force show. I'm like in my 61st kit, just haven't dipped into customizing yet. Oh, okay, that's cool. I try to customize all my action figures in some way to make them a little bit better, and I kind of got into Gunpla specifically to do customs, because I feel like if I'm not customizing it, for someone like me that like I feel like customizing something or putting my own twist to make it a little bit better is really important. I could not just build these without painting them. Like, we built this on stream, and then I was just sitting there staring at it, and I'm like, I couldn't live with myself if I don't paint this, because if I don't, it's just like everybody else's. But I completely get it if you just buy them or build them because it's fun. I just buy them and build them because I am obsessed with the art. Like, if I get a good idea for like a design, I'm like, well shit, can't wait around for someone else to do it, I have to do it. That's so cool that you've done that many kits, man. 61? How have you done 61 and you haven't like thought about like customizing it or like making your own or kit bashing it? That's actually like the whole reason I got into the hobby, was the kit bashing and the customizing, because I was like, oh shit, a new creative outlet. 61, that's crazy. I wonder how long it'll take for me to get to 61. I don't know. This is only my second kit, and I have 4 now. We did the Barbatos on stream, and we painted the gold, silver, or we painted the gold, silver. We painted the yellow, gold. I can actually show you that real quick. This is the Barbatos looking freaky. I love the way the Barbatos came out though. We also did the sword in gold, even though it's not accurate. But yeah, all the pieces that were yellow, I did gold. And then I just matte sprayed everything, so I didn't paint anything else. All this white and red and everything and blue is stock color. That's just the colors it came with, pretty much. But yeah, this was a really fun one to build. I really don't know if I'll get any other IBO kits though, because as fun as this was to build, and it is my favorite version of Barbatos. I love IBO, it's a great show. There was something fundamentally different about building this compared to Sazabi and compared to Freedom, which was my first kit. And even the Zaku 2 that we just built the other day. Something about this just feels different. It is the newest kit out of all 4 of those kits I just listed. Or I guess it came around the same time as Freedom. The Freedom that we built, they actually came out like in the same year, or like a year apart. Besides the point, I don't know, this was very easy to build. It was almost too easy. Like, we got done with it so quickly, I was just like, oh, okay, that was it. But it was a lot of fun. It still was a lot of fun. It's just I don't have enough space to actually do so in these paint form. I have airbrushes and vending, but I don't have time or space. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I got an airbrush, but it's just a basically a wireless airbrush. I take it out in the garage when I get the chance, but yeah, that is. I mean, I'd like to actually get some type of venting setup so I could stream. Or not even just stream, but easily record the airbrushing. That's the thing, is like, some people that customize the master grades, some people that do that stuff, they go crazy with it. They go nuts. Paint the whole inner frame. I don't know, man, that would take me forever. And I really like this scale too. Like, I'm trying to keep all of them in scale, since I'm going to be making dioramas for all of them, and like battlefield displays and like in the woods fighting each other and stuff, so it's easier to keep them all the same scale so that each one I built can actually be put in a scene together. But that could be fun, building the high grade. I actually saw at one of my local hobby stores, they had a few high grades that were like 60, 70 bucks, and they were 50% off. So they're more like 35 bucks. Like, man, why you gotta tempt me like that, man? Oh, we can go ahead and do a dark wash on the top part of the leg. I completely forgot about doing that. Then the next step up in this scale would be, yeah, real grades. Real grades are definitely cool. They got the real grade Sazabi at my hobby store where I got this Sazabi actually. And I was tempted, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, well, I could just buy that one. But since this was only my second ever kit and I wanted to customize it, I was like, you know what? Let's stick with the high grade for now, and then we'll come back and maybe we'll change our mind at some point. Like, we'll come back to the store. That's where I get all my paint from as well. But there's not too many Gundam stores here, man. I'm in Michigan. There ain't shit here. I mean, we got some stuff, but we don't have a whole lot. Yeah, we'll go ahead and leave it like that. That looks good. Like I said, I'll leave a little bit of black hanging on there just to give it some smudges and smear some paint. Oh, you're in Ohio. Perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, I think like most of the bigger Gunpla stores near me are like an hour, 2 hours away. The biggest one, I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's like 5 hours away. It's like right across the water from Chicago, so it's on the left side of Michigan, but I can't remember where it is. And I'm like, man, I'm not driving all the way out there, man. What the hell? That's crazy. You want me to go all the way out where? Won't happen. It won't happen. All right. So now I'm gonna move on to doing this part. The controversial step. This part isn't even controversial. This is just, I feel like some people would find this part weird. All right. I take some yellow and I brush on some yellow. Bright yellow. Bright ass yellow. But it's good. Trust me, it's good. This part makes the most difference in my opinion. For real. It stands out the most and brings it all together. Alright. So you do your yellow. You take another brush. And you do all this. The goal is try to get as much of it as you can, but if you leave some behind, that's also kind of the point. To get into the cracks and the crevices. All right, that's that. Yellow wash. Calling it done. I'm kind of lucky but unlucky at the same time. Got 3 Hobby Lobbies and a 30-minute drive, but they're Hobby Lobby, not that much variation. Or expansive amount of kits, and then only 1 Hobby Lobby with a bigger selection of kits that usually up to date with them. Yeah, we got a Hobby Lobby around here, like it's like 15 minutes away, something probably, and they have a lot of stuff for like 40% off. It's kind of nuts, actually. That's actually where I got the Zaku. I built a few streams ago, and I was like, damn, 40% off. Like, that's kind of nuts. But no, Hobby Lobby's cool. I mean, if it's all you got, is all you got, you know. I try to go to the other hobby store a little bit more because it's like family owned type thing. But I mean, even going to Hobby Lobby is good because it's better than ordering online, in my opinion. Ain't nothing wrong with ordering online. It's just like, if me personally, if I can go into the store and actually like pick up a box and be like, is this what I want to get? I like that a little bit more. Just a teensy tiny bit more. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. This looks good. This piece looking good. This piece looking exceptional. Okay, so not too bad. Not too bad. Oh my god, there's so much yellow on the bottom of the kit. How did that even happen? Don't ask me about that. I got yellow on my desk. Oh no. Where's all this yellow paint coming from, man? Ugh. I feel like my ear is sore. Not like an earache, but like my bottom part of my earlobe. Ugh. Why is it sore? I'm trying to think of what else that we can work on right now, specifically, while we wait for stuff to dry. There's not very much, I got to be honest. There's not very much. There's some things though. So there's a little bit here and there we can do. Always a little bit of something you can do. Do. Hobby Lobby usually overcharge their kits, but with their 40% off weeks, their price do come down a bit cheaper than the MSRP price. Yeah. I think it's bad, but at the same time, it's like, I've seen a lot of people that have said that it brings it down to like their regular price, but I get confused by that because it's like most people are like comparing that to like buying it online or something, but then you have to pay like $20 shipping. So it kind of, I don't know, it still justifies it. I don't know. I've had some people that were like talking to me on stream about how I'm basically paying the same price I would pay full price anywhere else. And I was like, but that's not true though, because I'm still paying like $20 shipping anywhere else. When I go to Hobby Lobby, I just get the kit for like its regular price it would be like if I was walking around Japan. So it doesn't seem that bad. Even if it's a little bit more expensive, you're still getting it cheaper than ordering from Japan. Because there's like no websites out there that have cheap shipping unless you order like $50, $60, $70 worth of kits at a time, which I don't do, so. I don't want no backlog. I want to do a few things at a time, maybe. Although I'm not kidding, if I had money, I'd be buying like, I need like 3 more kits for this display that I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna wait on it. It's gonna be good though. I'm gonna wait on it. Man, this is why I like building the kits more than like painting them on stream. Like, it's fun to paint them. I'm just saying on stream it's harder because there's a lot more pause and waiting for stuff to dry before the next step, which is infuriating. Not really. Not that bad. Oh, can you list them? For real. If you know Gunpla stores that have a flat rate of $10, I need to know. Because none of the big ones do that they list on the Gunpla Reddit. All the Gunpla Reddit, like the top like 5 stores, at least 3 of them have horrible shipping. I don't know if it's Hobby Link Japan or which one it is. But it was $18 for, and I've had like 3 kits in my cart, and I was like, or $18. Did I say 15? It was 18. It's like, man, that's crazy. But no, for real, if you know of any good stores, you can list them for real. Because it's hard to, it's impossible to find any store that has shipping. I mean, unless you're ordering from like Big Bad Toy Store, but that's not really a Gundam store. But I could understand if you mean like that. Their shipping, I think, is like $8, $8.99 for me usually. For new type. Okay. I'll definitely have to check out new type. I know, I've heard of it, I just haven't looked into it. Yeah, it was like, if you go on the Reddit, a lot of people suggest like, oh, you should totally order from here. It's got good prices. And it's like, yeah, cool, the kits are $6, $7. And then I look at the shipping and I'm like, $24? You got me fucked up. I'll go to Hobby Lobby, you know? But it's better if you can't get the kit that you want. Like if you're looking for a specific kit, or if you're looking for an older kit, from like early 2000s, you have to order it. Or go to a specialized Gunpla store and hope that they have it. Because even like new Gunpla stores, or just ones that have been around, they're not like getting anything old in. They get the new stuff and then it sells out and it seems like they're empty. From my experience. Also, it's just crazy to be getting into Gunpla and then they're like doing a Gunpla Call of Duty collab or some shit like that, or whatever the newest Call of Duty is. And it's like, damn, Gundam's popping off for some reason, and I'm just getting into it. What's going on? Man, we did the yellow wash on the shield, and the shield came out really nice. So maybe we could do the yellow wash on the rest of the kit. I just don't know. I don't know if I want to do it. Yellow wash works on some parts of the kits, but not all parts of the kit. I don't never know. Yep, those are matching up. Pretty nice. Hell yeah, I can only be happy about that. These are starting to match up pretty well. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that during COVID. COVID was weird for me because I didn't have that like stay in, like locked inside thing like everyone else. Like I was still going out a lot. I was still wearing a mask everywhere, but like, yeah. And since I wasn't in high school, I was already graduated. I wasn't like stuck at home with like no car or like nothing. But I know there was tons of people that when they couldn't go to work too, they'd be at home trying to find hobbies. That does make sense that COVID did that. I don't know, but I just felt like COVID didn't affect me as much because I'm not as young as some other people. So they're like, some people still in high school or kids in even in middle school, like not being able to do anything outside is weird. That's just gotta feel weird. Or even like the vaping in schools, like we didn't have that issue when I was in school. There wasn't kids vaping in the bathroom. Like what the hell's going on now, man? Wasn't really a social person to begin with, so it was more of a plus for me. That makes sense. Damn. Coming out good though. Can't lie. This piece is still drying, by the way. It's still all wet up inside the cracks and the crevices and everything. I'm gonna see if I can like dab it. See if I can at least get like some of this. I mean, the only reason it's still wet is because it probably like some of the water and the paint and everything probably seeped down in there, but it'll dry. It's just gonna take a little bit. Yeah, the one thing you want to know that really got me into Gunpla was the scene in Witch from Mercury's show. Like one of the first battles. Just the music and the sound effects and the sound design, I was like, whoa. Okay, I know nothing about Gundam. Let's try and learn about it. And then I've just spent the last like 2.5 months learning everything I can about it and trying to watch all the shows. I've been watching a little bit of the alternate universe stuff first though, just so I can kind of like watch a series that's self-contained and see if I actually like this, because I've never been a fan of mecha stuff. It's not even really the mecha stuff that interests me. It's more like the personality of the suits and shit and the people, but like the way that like these suits don't just always look like some standard military mecha design. They got like some personality to them. It might have been. It was the No, it was when, so it was like the first time that she fought Elan, when he was like, fuck, what was his name? I can't remember. The guy with the long blonde hair, when he was looking out the window and he's like, damn, Elan, I've never seen you go this hard before. And the music's like dun 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 dun, and it's just like the horns and everything playing in the music. And every time he shoots that giant sniper rifle or whatever, her shields, her gun bits are just boom, boom, like just knocking this shit out of the way. Yeah, it's, if you look up like Gundam, what is that sound design on YouTube? It's like the first video that comes up. I watched that and I got like emotional, and I know nothing about, and at that time I knew not a single thing about Gundam. I didn't even know the suits were called Gundams. I just knew the show was called Gundam. I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. And I was just like, okay, maybe I'll look into it. So then I watched a couple more scenes from the show and other shows, and I'm like, this is cool, this is decent. And then a Gunpla video came up. I didn't know what Gunpla was. I didn't even know there was model kits like that. So I make dioramas and I customize action figures. I was like, let's check it out. And now I'm obsessed, basically. It's like an overnight obsession, you know? Yeah. And I just love all the suit variations. Like, I read the Wikipedia, or the wiki, the fandom wiki, every day to learn more. Like, I'll see a suit I've never seen before and I'm like, what timeline is it from? Who pilots it? What's the suit number? I want to know everything. Oh, you haven't watched IBO yet? IBO was so good. IBO was the second series I watched. I watched 08th MS Team because I wanted to get an introduction into the UC timeline without it like directly having any connection to the story. Like, I just want to know what a mobile suit is and, you know, the grunt kind of side story. I was like, this is great. This is a great anime. And then I moved into IBO because it's the alternate universe, and like I said, I wanted to start a big series like that just to see, you know, if I can watch this whole series and I enjoy it, maybe we'll move on to another one. And from IBO, I watched G-Witch. I did watch some Build Fighters stuff in between, but only a few. Then I watched G-Witch. And then I watched Thunderbolt. Oh my god, Thunderbolt's gotta be my favorite at this point. G-Witch was my favorite, but Thunderbolt, the sound design and the fucking dude, the music. I love when stuff is experimental and also uses like either it's music or themes or just stuff in the story that if like producers might be like, hey, we should like take that out, that's a little weird, or that doesn't fit, or like, what does this even mean? And in Gundam Thunderbolt, there's so many sound cues and audio and like the way characters look at each other that feels so like, I want to say creepy. I guess it's creepy in like a morbid way though. I can't even explain it. It's like all the other Gundam stuff I've watched is like, yeah, war with fighting robots. Then I watched Thunderbolt and I'm like, oh, fighting giant robots are terrifying. I've heard that's the way people think when they watch the Hathaway Flash anime adaptation, is they say like it really makes you realize how terrifying these giant robots are, or giant suits rather. Yeah, once you start in the hobby, you can't go back, man. Thunderbolt was so good. And I watched one other series. I can't believe I can't remember what it was. Thunderbolt, and then I watched, it's the most amount of anime I've watched like in such a short amount of time. I want to watch more anime, but I'm like specific. Oh, Unicorn. I want to watch Unicorn. Everyone told me. I've heard so many people on Twitch when they're building Gunpla just gush over how much they love Unicorn, and they're like, you have to watch it. Make sure you get to Unicorn. It's the best one. I'm like, what? The best one? And then I did watch 3 episodes of Seed. I watched 3 episodes in English, and then I watched the same 2 first episodes again in Japanese. I can't watch Seed. I just don't like it. I got the Freedom Gundam as a kit, as my first kit, because it was the cheapest kit at the store, and I wanted to see if I actually liked building model kits. Turns out I do, but that fucking show, I can't watch it. I just can't. I want to, and I will eventually, because my plan is to watch them all, but it's like, it's gonna take a minute. I'm just saying, it's gonna take me a minute to get through that. I don't like genuinely think that it's like a terrible show. I just don't think it's for me. Seed has a weird vibe to it, and the animation style of the characters is strange to me. Like, I was even just watching the trailer for the show, I was having a hard time like figuring out who was male and who was female, which is like part of the art style. Is it's a specific like anime style where, you know, everyone looks a little pretty. I'm like, all right, that's fair. But you straight up have like, there's like 2 characters that look identical. Like, one's a man and one's a woman, and even their hair color is the same. I'm like, what is this? It is definitely mixed in the community. I love the designs, but the start is slow. I think it's cool. I don't know. I like the more grounded Gundam designs, or the weird ones. Like, at first I was all with the like freedom and the strike freedom and all that, but I don't know. Double O is another one I did start watching, but I kind of took a little bit of a break from it because it felt a little bit too much like IBO. Even though it came out before IBO, obviously, but I'm just saying I wanted like a break from a similar kind of story, but I'm definitely going to get back to that because I was enjoying it. I think I was on like episode 5 or 6, so not even close to being done with that, but it's pretty good. Have you watched Hathaway Flash? Sometimes it's just called Hathaway, right? But Hathaway Flash. I know the manga is called Hathaway Flash, but some people refer to the anime in the same way. Or the novel, sorry. The novel is referred to. I believe there's 3 of them, but I'm not sure. That would be cool to actually read that. Are they all called the same thing? Where does it say? Volume 1? Oh yeah, volume 1, 2, and 3 right here. Very cool. I can't wait to watch that, I'm not gonna lie. Just because the animation looks so fantastic. Ah, Hathaway is from Char's Counterattack side story. That's cool. Great, now I'm gonna have to read that to know the backstory. I need to know the lore. My brain is a lore fiend. Oh, should we start doing the rust on the bottom of this? Maybe. It's been a long while since you watched it. I mean, that's cool though. At least you watching something, you know? I don't remember like all the anime I've watched sometimes, but I haven't watched like a huge amount. I've just watched, say, a pretty normal amount of anime. That I can agree with. Doesn't that thing just look weird? Like it's from a different series? Or like it should be from a different series? Like it should have, maybe they should have used that design for something else. Maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the one who's saying too much. This doesn't look like it fits in my opinion. I was actually almost gonna watch a video on the history of that today. And then I just didn't watch it because I was like, I don't really care. I was like, I kind of want to care, but I don't care. Making it rust, making it rust. I don't know if I'm gonna do as much rust as I did in the other, just because I'm not sure how I want to do this one. We're gonna have some fun with it. I guess we'll do a little bit of rust since it kind of comes in on this side here. And we'll do some right here, fuck it. Why not? Alright. Wait for layer 1 to dry. Then move on. Man, my hand been so itchy today right here. I don't know if I got like a splinter. Got something. There's nothing stuck here. I mean, there's a little black piece of paint, but well, it does look like there might be a tiny little black something stuck in my skin right here. It is so tiny though. I don't think I'd be able to get this out. I got tweezers, but even those aren't. Yeah, there's like a tiny little dot. I must have got a splinter being out in the garage. It's funny. Hilarious. I could laugh. Let's see. Man, there's really not a whole lot else to do right now while we wait. I'm really happy on the progress on this. This has been quite a while of customizing and painting and all this and all that, and damn, has it been turning out nice though. It's been fun in general. I mean, it's not like it's been a bad time. Tons of pieces though. Tons of pieces. Look at all the pieces. Tell them to bring out all the pieces. Oh, I don't know what song this is, but I'm adding it to the playlist. Hell yeah. We're slowly making our own royalty-free playlist as I gather other songs. I fuck with that, man. That's some good shit. Alright. Oh, look at this. We got the inside of the foot. It came off earlier. I have to put that back on. Oh my god, the arm is still drying. That arm gonna be drying by the time I'm like 45. Ah, how's the foot looking? The foot ain't looking so bad. Alright. Let's do some dark washes on these feet. Hell yeah. Turn that shit up. I've never heard this music before either. It just sounds good. This might have actually played during one of the streams. I have no idea, because a lot of this music is like from other playlists. Alright, there we go. We leave the foot. The foot has been given its its first sponge bath. It should be good. I got the paint on my hands. No! No! Here we go. Now the next layers of paint that we do on the feet, we don't wash off. We just leave them on there completely. We let them dry the way that they dry. That's essentially what I was doing last time. I fuck with this. Good shit. Oh, that felt so good. I heard my neck crack. Oh, God. Yeah, I have such a hard time cracking my neck usually. At least he has the iconic look of a Dorito. What's your favorite suit? What's your favorite mobile suit? I'd probably say, for me, it'd have to be the Messer or the Camphor, but probably the Messer or the Guerra. People say Duga. Is it Duga or Doga? Duga? Everyone says Duga online, but I wasn't sure the correct pronunciation. But the Guerra, Duga, it's really nice. But the Messer is just, oh, that suit is so nice. Yeah, if they plan on doing like more UC stuff, set it up with more suits like the Messer. Make more iconic Xeon suits. Do more funny, interesting flashbacks or something. I think I'm actually gonna go to the bathroom here in a minute. Wait for this stuff to dry. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll go to the bathroom and come back, work some more on the foot here, try to get it to match more the other foot, because that's, I mean, obviously that's like the main goal, is to get them to match if we can. Hopefully. And then we'll see what other stuff we got to work on. It'll be good. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, enjoy the music, guys, and we'll continue working on the Sazabi when I return. I'll see you guys in a minute. Welcome everybody. God damn, it's a good thing I just literally just got back from going to the bathroom. That's crazy. Yo, what is up everybody? How you doing? How you chilling? Crazy Raid, thank you so much. That is so nice of you. Dotori Raid? Is that who we got raided by? Oh my god, welcome. Well, I'll give you a little look-see at what we're working on. Here's what we're working on. We're working on a green Sazabi right now. Of course, it's not directly focused. You see the Sazabi? Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. You're here for that sweet Sazabi action. Oh yeah, we got the overhead camera. We got another build overlay that I'm just currently not using. because I'm actually kind of also recording for a video that I'm doing for the Sazabi. But yeah, this would be like my normal overlay. Thank you for the follow. How you doing? Paper Joey. But yeah, if we're just building kits like standard, and then we got over here. Yeah, I'll give you guys a little look at what we're actually working on right now. So currently we're working on a custom weathered kind of like grunt color scheme Sazabi. It's essentially just gonna be a green, not necessarily like Zaku green, but you know, that grunt military style green color. And so this is kind of the stuff we're working on. I'll show you like the main thing that we've been working on this stream is more of the rust detail, you know? The stuff like this we got going on. This is my first time painting a model kit. This is actually my second model kit I've ever done. So a lot of this was like trial and error and just like trying things out. I was like, you know what, if we're gonna do it, we might as well just get down to doing it and make mistakes and learn from it. But it's come out nice. I think it's come out nice. I think it's come out all right. Looks somewhat realistic. But yeah. Oh, grunt color schemes are your favorite? I think it has to be mine too. So I'm obsessed with it. Something about like, even when there's like Marine stormtroopers in Star Wars, that their armor is kind of like an olive green color. That's so cool. And here's the backpack. I love the different color to kind of match the shield, but also that when you put these pieces together, you get some like color variation, you know? So that's fun. And then the gun. The gun's probably one of my favorite parts too. Hey! Thank you for the follow. Gun was a lot of fun to make, because this was my first time using an airbrush too, so you can kind of see I went for like a, not like a sprayed camo effect, but like a really weathered kind of look. And I used black in the airbrush, kind of spraying it from a distance to add all the little speckles, all the little dirty bits. But first time using the airbrush, I can say I love it. Yeah, I'm obsessed with it. I've always wanted to use one, but I've been too afraid. And so now it's just something where we can get right down to it and just use it. But right now we're doing the foot. We're doing a bunch of dark washes on the feet. Look at how fucked up that is. I love it. Basically just doing a bunch of washes on the feet so that we can get that foot to eventually match this foot. Eventually. Should I have made them together at the same time? Maybe. Coloring a Sazabi green feels like a tall order. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. I would honestly, if someone's never painted something like this, like me before, the Sazabi is such a perfect kit to start on, because one, the red makes it easy to see where you've made mistakes, and two, there's like no seam lines at all on this kit, and every piece is big enough that you can just use some blue sticky tack, like I did, put it on the end of a pencil, and then just spray it on like that. And then I just stick each pencil into a block of foam so they'd stay upright while they were drying. And that was it. 2 layers of primer, 2 layers of green mixed with some Tamiya thinner, mixed with some of this thinner. Super easy. I thought it was gonna be hard. It wasn't hard. It was just getting used to it, really. That's true. If there's red showing through, you have that. Airbrushing feels complicated. How has it been so far? Well, it was just, I can actually show you my airbrush. So I have a cordless airbrush, so it's literally just this. Right here, hold on. Shoop, shoop, shoop. I have a cordless airbrush, so it's literally just this, with this. And it is always on. Hello? You will not want to go on? There we go. See, it's always on. So I just use this because it was a gift, and it's been pretty easy. It's just getting your thinning ratio down is the important part, or else you end up with clogged airbrush, which happened to me a few times, but I had just put paint in the airbrush, so all I had to do was just add more thinner and keep kind of pushing the paint through until the old goopy paint all came out, and then I was able to switch them up. You could switch to a different color very easily if you just get some airbrush cleaner as well. Then you don't have to worry about color contamination and stuff because it'll completely clear it. I mean, I have airbrush cleaner because it came with a paint set, like an airbrush paint set that I haven't actually used yet, but it's all relatively the same. I'm assuming they would use like all the same formula. But here I'm adding the rust on the knee. I'm probably not gonna do a whole lot of rust on the knee here, but I'll do a little bit. We let it dry. I figured we did rust on the other knee. We'll do some rust on this knee. Are you airbrushing at your desk? I thought you needed to... No, I just airbrush in the garage. You know, this one from Breath of the Wild, but this isn't bad either. I'm saving it from my own playlist. What are we doing for the side skirt? One moment. It's looking pretty good. Already did the wash on the interior, so you can see some red. You can see some red. That's it, it's over. I'm done. There's some red. I did leave some red in some areas where you'll never see it. There's even red in the top of the foot. You can kind of see it in there for a split second. There it is. It's hiding. It's hiding. But no, that's fine. Normally I'm not like someone that wants to like only paint what you'll see. I'd really like to paint everything, but for something like this, I was like, wow, Sazabi's a pretty big kit. I don't want to waste all my paint on one kit. My highest level homie are still at the hand painting level. Mad respect for you, elevating and chasing new heights. Oh yeah, I had to when it came to Gundam stuff, but I really appreciate that. I really do, and that means a lot. It was scary to try at first, but then once I realized how simple it was, I was like, oh my god. I don't think I could hand paint something like this because it's like metal and meant to be smooth in a way. And that was another thing. I felt like I was being held back because without the airbrush, I can't do like, I can really only work on like organic things. Like if I want to work on something where it needs a smooth finish, I'd have to thin the paint down so much and do so many layers with the paintbrush. And I was just like, man, it's going to take, because that kind of was the plan at first, is we were going to do a camo on this, hand painted. And I'm like, my first time doing something like this, I don't know if I should try and go that hard because I'm gonna fail. Like you should probably just, or it's gonna take too long. Actually, it would probably take forever. I think these pieces might look good. Yeah, dude, like using the airbrush, like when these pieces, I have some photos on my Discord of, well, I have like tons of progress photos, but pictures when we first finished this kit until now. But some of the photos of when I painted it green, it just, the green came out so smooth. I used Tester's acrylic, just standard green. This is their standard green color. Mixed it with some Tamiya thinner, like 50-50 mix, and it was perfect. Came out of the airbrush, no problem. Thank you, man, I appreciate it. I'm trying to think of, like, I don't think the head needs any more weathering because the way that I've got this set up is like with the leg. Something like the leg is a lot more weathered than, let's say, the head would be, which makes sense, but the body is like less weathered or slightly more weathered than the head. You could like somewhat tell that there's parts of the body that are a lot dirtier than the head, and to try to do it less and less as you go up the kit, so it's a little bit more dirty at the bottom and makes sense. And then with the shield, I just did it all kinds of messed up because I figured it's a shield. It'll have ding there, a ding there, maybe like some scratches from shielding bullets or whatever. Whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? I don't know if this arm needs a little bit more paint, but it's looking good to me. I did even add some like rust detail on the gunmetal in there. I was like, yeah, that might look good. The dirty look is battle scarred. Exactly, exactly. He's just been through a lot more than we know, you know? A lot many more battles than we're aware of. Yeah, going for more the battle scarred look, not the like abandoned in the middle of a field somewhere look. I want him to look badass in battle scarred, not like, does that thing still run? Does that thing even turn on anymore? Like, yes. I hope. I'm sure of it. A green Sazabi. You want to know the reason I picked that green? I didn't have any money to go buy paint. And it was the only tester's acrylic I had that wasn't just some like bright primary color or black or white. So I was like, you know what? If this is all I got, I'm gonna use it. But it hadn't been mixed up because this was paint from when I was in middle school. So this paint is from like 2011, bro. So I open it up thinking, okay, there might not be much of it left and it might be dried out or it might be hard or it might be, you know, whatever. But it had never been used. And when I mixed it up, the color that I got out of it was this, and I was like, okay, now we're cooking. I thought it was just gonna be like some standard bright green, and I was like, no, I'm not doing like a bright green. That would just look so strange. But no, I literally just found the paint. I was like, oh my god, this is actually like model kit paint. I don't have any model kit paint. Let's use it. Just shake the paint real good, should be good to go. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can use any paint with an airbrush. I don't want to say any paint, let me take that back. You can use any acrylic paint. Like you could use cheap, like what we've been using to paint these browns is just cheap deco art, dollar store paint basically. I've been using a mix of like higher quality paints for the important, you know, base colors and important things, and then when it comes to the weathering, you can use cheaper paint for weathering. There's no point in wasting money on a lot of expensive weathering paints when you're weathering, you're trying to make stuff look bad on purpose. What's the point? But I also get it, I understand. I understand what people really mean when they say this and they say that. Green is the classic Xeon color. Red is two main characters. Yeah, I think the same thing too. Because I remember when because I had walked past the kit quite a few times when I was at the hobby store in the past, and I was like, well, one, I don't know the character. I didn't even know Char or anything, and I really only wanted to buy kits from stuff I knew about, really, you know? But I was like, oh, well, I'll make an effort to learn about Char, and eventually I plan on watching the stuff, which I've since now I've watched a lot of it. I've moved on to some of the side stories now. But before I knew any of the story, I was just like, I'll wait. And even after I learned about Char's counterattack and everything, even going to the store then, I was still just like, man, I really just don't want main character suits. I want like random soldiers so I can do cool scenes on my shelf of them fighting together. Like I could have just gotten a new Gundam and we could just be painting that right now and then have the new Gundam versus the Sazabi, but that's no fun. Everyone knows that already. If you've watched the movie, you already know that. You know? I want to make displays and dioramas of like custom kits and kit bashed kits that are fighting each other. So like this is like just a version of the Sazabi, and it has lore to it, but it's like a version of the Sazabi that's like a grunt suit. That's all there is to it. I did make some lore for it, like all the black parts of the suit that you see that seem to be in good condition are newer pieces. So the rest of the suit they haven't been, you know, keeping up with the maintenance on it as much. But the front half of the helmet got like destroyed, and the pilot was injured or some shit in the last battle it was in, so they replaced it with a reinforced new version that's black instead of green. And same thing with like the funnel launchers, is they're completely black with some silver scratches and stuff because they're new. They were just added. That was kind of my little lore I added to it, or tried to. I tried my best. But no, this is gonna turn out good, trust me. Yes. Char has never betrayed anyone in his entire life. And that's why he's a role model for me, personally. I never want to betray anyone in my entire life, bro. So I look up to him. They should do that. They should if anyone is still in high school and you have a chance to start an anime club, you should just start an anime club and then have everyone there has to pick a Gundam character to be. And put up posters that say like, be more like Char. He's never betrayed anybody. There's like glue or something on the bottom of this. What the hell? What the hell is that junk? Ew, get that out of here. Ew. Ew, I don't even know what that is. Ew. I like the voice actor for Char in English is pretty cool. The Japanese is good too. I switch back and forth. I don't watch anything specifically, or I don't watch anime specifically in dub or subbed. I do both. Because there's so much good and bad in both categories. Well, a good example, you said you haven't watched IBO yet, or somebody said they haven't watched IBO yet. I can't remember who it was. I think it was someone I was talking to earlier, maybe? IBO. That's definitely one I recommend English. And that's because I honestly think that the Japanese just doesn't fit the characters. There's a lot of like younger characters that have really deep voices in the Japanese version. And then in English, they sound like kids, like they're supposed to. Char is a ride or die homie, and most of the time he picks die, but he's still a ride or die homie. If Char lets you die, maybe he just knows it's your time, you know? He knows what's best, right? So just let him do his work. Just let him do his work. For the love of God. But no, I gotta watch more UC stuff. Gotta watch more UC. All the damn kids these days are watching all their UC. Oh, if Char was real, Char and me, I bet we'd be good friends. We build Gunpla together. Cause I built his Sazabi. He would say, "Oh my god, you paint my Sazabi green. That's so cool, dude. That's so cool. It should have been green. I should have made mine green. I don't know why I made mine red. I should have made mine green." That's what Char would say. And he he would snap my Sazabi in half when I was turned around, and he'd say, "Oh no, oh no, someone broke your Sazabi." It's probably your fault though. It's probably your fault. Someone broke it though. And then he'd leave. He'd just get up and be like, my parents making dinner. I gotta go home now. Sorry. But that's just Char, man. That's the charm of Char, man. What the hell are we painting next? I'm not that up to date on Gundam UC either, but UC seems pretty cool. It does, man. There's a lot of like connection points and like side stories and stuff that fit together, and I didn't even know that until I started getting into it. So I'm excited to keep going and learn more. I'm really excited to learn about like the experimental suits and stuff that I don't know anything about. Like, I gotta watch Zeta and Double Zeta still. I haven't watched those. Oh, and I gotta watch Origin. Origin, you know what? I might actually watch Origin tonight. I might watch Origin tonight before I go to bed. Oh, let me go ahead and check the camera battery. Camera battery's looking good. No issues there. How's this foot looking compared to this foot? Mighty, mighty dirty. You know, with only one wash, this foot is actually... They're matching pretty good already. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy where this foot's at when compared to this one. They're very similar. If anything, the new foot's even darker. Yeah, the new foot came out even kind of darker. Quality feet content. Yeah, you like the Sazabi feet? God, I love that. Look at that. Just tore up, weathered. So now what I do is I get all the black that's staining my fingers off the bottom of the feet real quick. I've just been kind of like going in with the brown, mixing it with some water. But I've just been taking the brown and just kind of doing up the sides a little bit. I feel like we could use even a little bit more brown. Just kind of going up along the sides to really get that dirty mud. But it's been working. My plan is working. All right, we got all the mud on there. We're gonna go ahead and let that dry. I don't think we're really missing anything with that. What grade is this kit? High grade. Yeah, this is just the regular old 2011 kit, I believe, or 2008 kit. Yeah. Yeah, it's the one from 2008. Oh, that came out good. Cool. Didn't realize that some of the weathering I did a few streams ago actually it came out a lot better once it dried. Crotch piece. Crotch piece. All weathered. Super weathered. Actually, soon, once all that stuff's dry, we'll be able to snap that stuff on there. Well, we have to still weather this up, but once we weather that up, it'll be nice. What am I doing here with my scrapey tool? If you see, you can actually scrape away. I zoom in on this and try and show it to my best of my ability. come in here and you can actually scrape the excess rust away. Ends up looking like that. I just love the way it ends up looking when you do that. And then you just take some Q-tip and you get a little wet. Oh, worked just perfect. I wish I had filmed it for the other foot when I was working on this part. There you go. Now it's not as overbearing, you know? It's not just globs of brown. There's lines and scratches and everything. Cool. Good stuff. Fun stuff. Look at the other arm. It still hasn't dried in those corners. The paint is holding on, the water is holding on for dear life. That is so funny. We got good vibes, good tunes, good tunes. See what we're working with right now. That's crazy. Last stream I got raided as well, and it was just so random. I got raided by 2 people at the same time. I was just like, man, why y'all raid me? I don't know. I've actually almost been raided like every stream I've done. It's kind of nuts. Get the focus. Get the focus. Gun. Sorry. I'm so proud of the way the gun came out. So happy. We're almost done with the kit. Almost done. Yeah, tomorrow. We'll definitely be done by tomorrow. Definitely. Because there's... I mean, what do we have left? I gotta paint the bottom of the ass. I gotta paint the bottom of the ass. I gotta paint the underside of the other leg. Gotta paint the rest of the inside of the leg, which we'll work on a little bit here in a minute. And not much else, really. It has made me realize that if I just like really like sat down and got to work on this kit though, I really probably could have gotten it done in a few days. And it's like, why not? Oh man, I love it. You know what? Add this song to the thing because I hear this plays all the time on stream and I love it. Yes, I will photograph them. If you actually want to see more of my work and stuff that I've done, you can head on over to my YouTube channel. There's a link to it. Or if you just type !socials in the chat, you'll actually get the links to all of my stuff if you're interested at all. But you'll see my Instagram if you look up Sombre Hill, no space on Instagram. I'm not sure if my Instagram is on my socials page right now, but it might be. It might be. Let me actually check because I'm curious. Ah! Let me add it real quick. There you go, my Instagram's added. It wasn't on there before, but it's on there now. Yeah, I don't know if I'll keep my Instagram around much, but I might. Part of me wants to move away from using other social media, but it is also important for me to post my photos, and it means a lot to me, and Instagram is honestly the best place to do it. But yeah, I don't have many photos of Gundam stuff on there, or really much at all, really, because it's really been a minute since I was using Instagram heavy. But I would like to post on it more often when I finish projects or model kits or dioramas or anything. But yeah, I appreciate you being interested in checking out the stuff, for sure. mean, most of everything I'm working on, I'm planning on posting. And there are some old projects where I have more photos that I gotta put up there, but it's just been a minute. I'm rusty. We're just getting rusty with it, bro. Who raided me earlier and why did they raid me? Curious as to why. I mean, it's probably at the end of the day just somebody being nice. But I'm always curious if there was a reason. Sometimes people have a reason. They're like, oh wait, let's do this guy because this reason. Let's do this other guy because why not? Who knows? Who knows? There's just too many platforms and they're changing all the time, man. You know, like Instagram isn't really... Instagram used to just be about sharing photos and now it's like this whole completely other thing than what it originally was. So it's kind of hard to be as excited about it anymore. Instagram more like just about making money and shit now and like doing weird videos that make you stand out because like you're known as like the weird person that like screams apple and like knocks over like donuts in a Kroger and shit. Like there's like so many people on there that they're known for doing one specific thing. Like that dude that does the Spider-Man TikToks that literally just repeats what the chat's saying, like the ice cream so good woman. Like that's all that they do. That's all they're gonna be known for. You gotta do some other stuff, man. Goddamn. I mean, do you. That shit makes you happy, do you. But sometimes they do that shit like in public and they do it specifically to bother people that are around them and shit. And man, I can't fuck with that. I like creators that just do their own little creative thing and they're like, fuck it, I'll share it with people. Why not? Like they don't have to. They don't have to make videos about it, but they can. But when people are specifically making videos just for the clout and the money, then I'm just like, eh. You're not doing it for yourself and you're not doing it for the fans. You're just doing it for the fame. Who cares? Who cares? I came in from the 30 NBC. They do craft. Oh, that's great. That is awesome. It's great. I love handmade stuff too. I love watching YouTube videos of people building. Or even people that just build like model cars. Like we do actually, oh, it's right over here. I'll get it really quick. We do have another kit. Got this crazy boy right here. A Porsche. 911 Carrera. This bad boy I gotta put together. But this kit I actually got as a gift before I even got into Gundam. And I haven't put this together yet because this requires paint, glue, tons of stuff. It's got like water slide decals. It's crazy, so it's a lot. And it's also like a level 4 kit, whatever the hell that means. So it's definitely not for a beginner, but we're gonna be building it regardless. I'm excited. Yeah, it does look sick, right? Just cool. One of my favorite cars too. So I was like, well, you know, I don't know much about the inside of a car, but if we're talking about the way a car looks, Ford GT, Porsche 911. Specifically the Porsche 911 Carrera though. It's gotta be my favorite. Back when cars were beautiful, yeah. Now everything's just a obscure, organic, curvy, round, oval kind of shape, right? That's like all cars now. Just the most obscure. Who can make the more obscure oval shape vehicle, bean shaped vehicle this year? Or they just get rid of like all the things that made the cars look cool, and now they're just back to looking like fucking pills or something. I don't know. Goddamn. Okay. Thought about painting the vents on the underside of the funnels. Can you see it? You can see it down here. Thought about painting the vents a different color too, like silver. I might just keep the whole thing black though. I like that. It looks cool in black. It stands out. Or Cybertrucks. That would be the easiest model kit. Oh my god. That's gotta be a thing. We gotta look that up. Hold on. Jesus. Well, okay, besides 3D model kits, there's a Mega Bloks made a Tesla Cybertruck set. There's a Mega Bloks Cybertruck set. Wow. Okay. Officially licensed Tesla Cybertruck. Cool. Good for them. Good for them. Good for them. You got a Cybertruck. I mean, I don't know what the fuck. What the fuck am I supposed to say about that? That was the last thing I expected, right? With a fucking Mega Bloks. You think if Elon bought Mega Bloks, he'd call it X Blocks? He'd call them like Meg X Blocks. Buy the new Meg X Blocks. Yeah, it's just a box on wheels. You open it, it's pre-assembled except the wheels. You just gotta snap the wheels on, you're good to go. I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about like what is it like to put that together? Like, how disappointed is the kid at the end when they look at it and they're like, Dad, this isn't a truck, this is a trapezoid. The fuck did you buy me, Dad? Like some kid that doesn't know shit about cars, just like, what kind of car is that? Like, oh, I think it's a car from the last Red Faction game or some shit like that. I don't know, son. Go build it in the backyard. Something like that, man. I have no idea. I'm over here just building big Sazabi. I don't know anything. I'm gonna go ahead and do some more brown up on the underside here. There we go. We got some more brown on the foot. I look better if you air spray it as a grunt green color. Air spray it. You could. You could. Possibly. Got hair in my eyes. Let's see. Good. Put that there. I think that'll look good, and then that's drying. That looks good. Here. I'll save this. There's not much more to do on this. It is coming out nice. Gotta work more on the weathering underneath the feet. But it's coming along good. Zoom, 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 zoom. Why don't you want to stay focused? Thank you. Focus on me, camera. Focus on me. Just focus on me. Everything's gonna be all right. That's how it ends up coming out when you layer it up. Oh, you love that I paint the inside part too? Well, I feel like it's important because, one, even if other people don't see it, I always know it's there. So personally, it would just be kind of like, it'd just be weird if I ever picked up the kit and I was like, oh, and here's the underside, guys. Let me show you. And then like half of the details missing. I don't understand why somebody wouldn't if they were just gonna, you know, leave this on the shelf, which is the same thing I'm gonna do once I make a display for it, but I still think it's important. This is a Star Wars remix. We are now listening to Star Wars music. All good with me. I like Star Wars. I kind of stopped collecting Star Wars stuff because the fandom is really annoying. Maybe I'll go see a movie or two when it come out and watch the old ones, but not too much into the new stuff or even the new movies. Nothing's like terrible about it. It's just like, eh. I've seen people paint the inside of cockpits and other foldable parts, but I extra appreciate this level of detail. I appreciate that. Man, we got a lot done today. I got about like 2 days, 3 days worth of work that I would normally do in like 3 days and all done today. So really just got tomorrow to knock this out. And it'll be really nice. And hopefully it'll come out really nice. I grew up during the Gap generation of Star Wars. Oh, you were the right in between the prequels and the OGs. I grew up like, well, the prequels came out like right after I was born, pretty much is when they started coming out. And so most Star Wars stuff growing up for me was prequel stuff, or like everyone was obsessed with Clone Wars. Not the like animated show, but just anything Clone Wars, like video games. The show included, actually, yeah, like video games, Nintendo, Game Boy, like Obi-Wan Kenobi games, Revenge of the Sith. When the Revenge of the Sith game came out, everyone I knew was talking about it. I appreciate the OGs, but I don't get the prequels. Didn't get into the animation either. I like the prequels and the OG probably about the same, because I grew up with both of them at the same time. And I think when it comes to like the sequels, I don't like the sequels because they just, the years and years of like comic stuff they had from Star Wars that everyone loved, which I never got into the comics. I have like 5 or 6 of them because they came with action figures I used to collect. But the series that they did in the comics that people loved would have been really easy to adapt into the movies. And even some of the ideas they put in the sequels that a lot of people hated that were ruined were like ideas from the comics that they kind of like twisted and turned into something that was like just not good, is what it seemed. Like they already have plenty of stories about Han Solo having a kid and Luke Skywalker training young Jedi, and like they have stories like that people really like. And they kind of stepped on it, it seemed. They said all the lore from the comics is no longer canon, and also we're taking some of the lore and we're changing it and ruining it in our movies. Exactly. 2008 Star Wars. Can't remember the line. I guess you could just say the 30th anniversary line. Had a bunch of characters that came with comic books. It was so nice. Yeah. And the cool part is like you get like the little manuals when you buy comic books too that would be like, oh, here's a little checklist. Check off all the ones you get in our line. Like, why don't they do that anymore, man? Used to get like full information about your figures too. Now the new Star Wars figures, it doesn't have any info about the character or what accessories they come with. You just get the figure, it says their name on the front, and that's it. Doesn't say what they come with or anything. You have to look that up on the wiki. I think now, like the newer Star Wars figures, like the new packaging, it actually has some info on the back, but I could be wrong. It might still be like without any info, which is just crazy to me. Toy packaging has gone downhill too. It's not the same. At least the Gunpla kits have kept the same damn packaging since they started. But no, I agree with that. That is very true. I guess I kind of was born at like the perfect time to be a Star Wars fan though. Like Star Wars was the big thing when I was growing up. It still is big, but it was like the thing. Like anyone that had a DS or like some PSP or something was out at the lunch table just playing Star Wars games, or just straight up like whatever was popular at the time. Like I had a friend that would play like Gears of War and shit all the time on his PSP, or it might have been Gears of War, something like on his PSP. But man, especially dude, Lego Star Wars, because I'm a huge Lego fan. Lego Star Wars, the games were hitting. Man. Oh, you were? That's cool. Yeah, Star Wars is cool. I love Star Wars. I always gotta love Star Wars. I have some, I'll show you some other custom stuff I've done, why not? I figure why not? This will be a good time as we wind down. Star Wars custom. I turned a scout trooper into a flame or incinerator scout trooper. I basically had two of the incinerator troopers from the Mandalorian show, and I took his backpack and his incinerator and I put it on the scout trooper, painted his shoulder red, and then I have this comma skirt from a different Clone Wars figure, and it actually is removable, so I just took it off, took off his original belt and put that on there, and boom. And then here's a 501st Trooper, which are like Anakin's clone troopers, and I literally just turned it into an officer variant of that. So he was like this before, but minus the antenna. He didn't have any arm stripes, and his leg stripes were vertical instead of horizontal. And so, and I added the cape, or the skirt, the comma, from another Clone Wars figure that also like came out around the same time this skirt did. So they're very different skirts, but they came out around the same time. And my camera just died, so I'm gonna replace the battery on that in a second. But yeah, you get the gist. You get the gist of it. All that. Let's go ahead and swap the camera battery real quick, and we will be right back. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my I don't know if you heard my notification sound going on and off. It wasn't recognizing my microphone. Every time I clicked it, it was like default microphone. And I'm like, no, I want Blue Yeti microphone. So here we go. This is a Predalien from the Alien versus Predator universe, but it's kind of my own take on it. So the head is essentially from an Alien versus Predator Predalien statue, and it did have some articulation. Like you could move the arms up and down, but they were stuck in like a pre-posed position, and you couldn't really move the legs. And he was kind of just meant to be a statue that kind of stood there like this, like with one claw out and one claw up by his face. And I just didn't like that. And for years, the company that made it, NECA, said, no, we're gonna make a statue, or we're gonna make an action figure version of it. Don't worry, there'll be an articulated one. And they teased the photos for it like 5 years ago, and they still haven't done it, and it's been like 20 years or some shit. So it's kind of like, are they ever gonna do it? Probably not. Or if they do, it'll probably be 5 years from now even. So I just decided to take an alien body from a different figure, and I swapped the neck using epoxy and repainted parts of it. The whole entire head is repainted. I repainted the entire head to match the body, but the body I did not paint at all. But I did add the spikes on the back because this specific body is a chrysalis alien, chrysalisk alien, that doesn't have any back spines normally like most aliens do. And since the Predalien normally does, I added those. But yeah, I love this. And it's got battle damage. I forgot the whole other side has got a cut in his arm, and one of his mandibles is missing. We can get all up in that. This is unrelated to Gunpla, but it's about the creativity. So yeah. There's a little stop motion animation thing at the beginning of my video I did for it that I thought turned out really bad, but I've had quite a few people tell me like, you're gonna do more of that stuff for your videos, right? And I'm like, I don't know, man, that took me like an hour for that such a short little stop motion thing. I'm like, I don't know if I want to. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you enjoy it and you think it's cool. That means a lot. Yeah, it's got to be my favorite. I eventually plan on making a display with it, fighting a just another custom Predator figure, because it's Alien versus Predator, so why not? Go ahead and put that back for now. I saw the movie as a kid. I got to rewatch the whole thing in one sitting. Yeah, the first AVP movie is better than the remake, and the Predalien's from the remake, but the Predalien's also in like the comic books and the video game. So pretty much anywhere where you can learn about the Predalien is all better than the movie it originally came from. Which I guess it originally came from the comic books. I think there was already a Predalien in the comics, but damn, this thing is still drying. That's crazy to me that it's still wet compared to everything else that's already dried. Or mostly dried. Hold on, mostly dried. This foot doesn't want to dry either. We need Aliens vs. Gundam. Yeah. Do you think they'd do it though? How cool of a collab that would be. Like they did a Reebok collab, Alien did, where they made the shoes from, because the shoes they wear in the movie are actually customized Reebok shoes, meant to look like futuristic Reebok shoes. And so they actually made those shoes for real and you could buy them. But it'd be cool if like the power loader from Aliens that Ripley uses to kill the alien queen at the end of the movie, if they turned the power loader into like a power loader Gundam, oh, I'd buy it 100%. I'd have to. If I didn't, I'd actually feel bad if I missed out on something like that. My God. Like there's a 7-Eleven Gundam that was a Japanese exclusive That of course came out before I even got into this hobby, but I was still like, oh my god, I can't believe I missed out on that because I love 7-Eleven. I was like, that would have been so cool. Or I think there's a 7-Eleven, there a 7-Eleven Zgok or something? I think it's not, maybe it's not a 7-Eleven Zgok. I don't know which one it is. Oh, it's an at guy. There's a 7-Eleven at guy. Oh my god, I want that shit so bad. Someday. We need power loaders IRL. Yeah, man, wait. My friend, he works in a warehouse and he's on a high-low all day. Get my man a power loader. What the fuck? That shit would be so fun. Wouldn't that like entice people to want to work in those warehouses, to be walking around with both your hands like get down to pick up like just a pallet of like frozen hot dogs, just load it into the trailer. Back up, grab another pallet, frozen ice cream. You'd be people running to get kids getting factory jobs and shit, man. No one wants to work, give them incentive to work. Say you get to pilot your own mech. Power loader is the key to labor shortage issues. Think about it though, incentivize people to want to come to work, like a whole new form of transportation and also a tool, like a forklift to finish your work. You say, hey, I'm going to break and I'm taking my power loader with me, and just go out in the parking lot and just stand in it, just fucking smoking a cigarette, drinking some coffee. Like, oh, I'm just on break, bro. I'm just on break. Man, I want one now too. God damn it. I also need to get a power loader action figure at some point. Yeah. Damn. How's this coming along on the underside? Oh, that rust is looking pretty good. Yay. Probably do a few more coats of that brown. I'm glad you like it, bro. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying my best. Probably post some of these photos of progress I've gotten done on this on my Discord tonight. See what people think of it. I'm thinking it's coming along pretty good. There's a hair stuck to it. Get out of here. Get on. I actually completely forgot before I started the stream, somebody else was posting clips from their game they were playing. I gotta watch that in a minute. Or not in a minute, but once the stream's over. Nice. A little out of focus, but nice. I'm not doing like any rust underneath this because you're never gonna see it. You just put the two thrusters and then the legs are in the way, so it's not that big of a deal. Good vibing music, man. Good vibing music. When it comes to the head though, really don't want to put any more dry brushing or anything. But I feel like it could use it, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to look back and be like, why'd I add that paint? Like, I already like so many other aspects of this kit. There's no reason to mess it up. It's so much mud and dirt on these boots. What a good vibe. Looking good. Yeah. Yippee. The other leg's good. Everything else is good. Quite frankly, it's looking good. It's looking good. This is coming along pretty good too. I think this is really done. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in the done pile. Perhaps. I compare it to the front skirts. It's not horribly different. I feel like any darker on either one would be a little too much and they wouldn't match any longer. Then I look at something like this and I know it might be hard to see on camera, but this is a lot darker than this in person. Like, you can very clearly tell. Right there you can tell. Even if it's not completely in focus. There we go. This is darker. And this actually goes literally right here. Or right here. I don't know. You know what I am gonna do though? I'm gonna grab some of my thinner. And my Q-tip. And actually do a little thinner action on here. To wipe away some of this excess. Obviously, you got to be careful when you're using thinner, because if I were to do it just the tiniest too much on this, it would mess it all up. But as long as you're careful and you just lightly brush it, you'll be fine. Thinner to kind of bring away some of the darkness of the dry brush. To kind of wipe off what excess there is. You could see there it's not as scratchy as it was. Kind of darker around the edges, but not so much in the middle. You like that? Yeah. Perfect. I just like to do it right in the middle of things. And then kind of up here at the top too. There we go, there we go. And the main reason I'm doing that is just so there's not like too much excess. Sometimes it looks good, I won't lie. We'll see if we can actually use that same trick to get rid of this like black circle here. Ah, that black circle ain't going anywhere. Too deep, too deep. It's frustrating. If I'm being real, I think some parts of this foot have a little too much dirt. Here we go. Oh, that's good. Hell yeah. I'm glad I got rid of that spot. There was a big black spot right here. Another one of those dots. Like I said, one of my paint cans must have like popped open or something earlier today. Yeah, I'd say like Space Mecha would be like dusty. You wouldn't necessarily see dirt as much as you'd see dust. If it was like on an asteroid even, you'd probably still just see dust. At least that's what I'm assuming. I mean, yeah, there could legitimately just be like dirt in space for sure, but yeah, they'd be more like just dusty. A lot of dust in space. Alright, but looking good. I think my favorite technique though for weathering in general would just have to be the dry brushing. Which I haven't done much dry brushing on this really, but I haven't needed to. This kind of is like at the perfect scale where you can like hand paint with a tiny brush all the little imperfections. It's been fun. Today's been a good day, and it's been fun. And a lot has transpired. Yeah, definitely. Like the way we did basically the way that we did the little cracks and stuff all along the edges is just taking a sponge and just going all along with a lighter color. And then going back in with a brush and doing the rust with the brush on top of that just makes it pop. That's actually a technique from a guy on YouTube. I think his name is something Loves Robots or Mr. Robot Love or something like that. Yeah, I was shouting him out a lot in my other stream where I've figured out how to do that technique. I'm trying to think. I was just about to grab a piece and I can't think of what it was. What the hell was it? Was it the leg? Oh yeah, see that came out pretty good. Got the orange edges and it looks really bright right now, but we're gonna be doing a dark wash and then a yellow wash on the inside, which will essentially make it look like this, where it looks dusty, dirty, old. It's got the washes on it, man. It's been through the wash, man. Let's go ahead and do that wash. Go ahead and get that wash out of here, man. Do that wash. You've been talking about doing that wash for so long, man. Just do the wash, man. Just do the wash. And I just go crazy with it because I figured this is the inside, this is the underside. This is gonna be all just kinds of messed up, man. All kinds of dirty. Right, and then we just leave that mess to dry on its own. Have fun drying. Man, almost 4 a.m. in this ish. "4 a.m. I'm about to go to sleep, and I'm drinking caffeine." Yeah, it's where the rocket fuel colors the metal, exactly. Oh yeah, it's 3:50 here. Oh, stretching. Ooh. Damn. I thought about painting the rockets as well underneath, but because I'm keeping parts of the kit black, I was like, you know what? My main plan was just paint the armor and that's it. We're gonna paint the armor. We're gonna call it a day. As my first time painting something like this, let's just do the simple part. Because a lot of the inner joints of this suit are metallic gunmetal color, which is really cool. Excuse me. Which is really cool, and I just wish every kit was like that. But for some, god damn, the soda's really doing it to me. It doesn't look as good on other kits because they just use gray plastic. It's like I want the gunmetal every time. Even the gunmetal hands, man. All the hands are gunmetal. It looks so cool. Why can't you make all the inner pieces gunmetal? Or they should have like a standard where they have like silver, gunmetal, and gold that they use for suits. You know, for whatever frame color they have. Unless it's like some obscure frame color like brown or tan or something. I don't know. Do any suits even have that? They all have gray inner frames. I'm not even entirely sure. Yeah, damn, man. I'm getting sleepy. Eepy, sleepy. Sleepy, eepy. We're doing pretty good on this. It's going well. I think I'm definitely gonna work more on this tomorrow. Tomorrow. And we'll see how the kit continues. But I think I'm gonna end it here at 4 a.m. because I am tired. I've been streaming for 3 hours and 6 minutes. That's really nice though. Has been. Oh, you're West Coast. Yeah, you got that West Coast. You're just chilling, huh? You're just hanging out, man. Yeah, it's very very late over here. Everyone's sleeping except for me. I'm the only man awake in this place. Well, I know I'm definitely not the only one awake because there's tons of people probably out doing stuff right now, even at 4 a.m. But regardless, West Coast, worst coast? Yeah, maybe. I've never been, or I have one time. I went to California when I was like 7 to go to Legoland with my mom and my grandma. Yeah, all of us went to Legoland and that was pretty fun. I remember some of it. I remember in Legoland, they got like podiums, and not like podiums, but like kind of like podiums. Like it was like something about like waist height, and it would have a stack of like a certain set, and then there'd be another one like a few feet away, and they'd have them in certain areas of the park. And it was like to incentivize like kids walking by to like grab a set and be like, Mom, buy this for me. And so I picked up something and I was like, yo, can we get this? And my mom looked at it and then she was like, no, I'm sure I can find it cheaper. And we came home and like it was double the price at Legoland. Like the price online, or not even online. I can't remember. Where did we go? We either went to Target, Toys R Us, or shit. Big Lots. It was like one of those stores. And it was fucking half price, bro. Not even like half off. It just, the retail price was half price. She was like, aren't you happy we waited and we bought it here? And I was like, not really, because I had to wait. It wasn't my money, Mom. It was yours. Why would I feel some type of way? Fast food wages, $20 an hour. Cali price is crazy. Yeah. Man, should I feel bad for my friends that they got an apartment and they can't afford to even stay there right now because they're working 2 jobs and they're still not making enough, and they don't even do anything. They don't buy anything. Like, these are my friends that they're not like out doing shit all the time, and they're not out buying the newest this and buying the newest that, but they can barely even pay their car payment. I'm like, what the hell, man? And that's just here in Michigan. It's crazy all over. Say we all move to Canada and start our own Gunpla community. Gunpla Americans of Canada. It might confuse a few people, but it'll make sense once they check out the website, you know? Yeah. I'm inspecting all my pieces. It's good. It's going good. It's going very good. Looking so fun. These are the 2 arms together. I guess we can look at them together. See the progress. You see the shoes. Now see the money. Look at that. Holy crap. I couldn't be happier about that. That's looking so fine. Ooh. It's about to hit 1 a.m. 1 a.m. on the east or on the west coast. 1 a.m. on the west coast. SpongeBob. SpongeBob. Sponge. You good, SpongeBob? Alright. I think that's actually where I'm gonna probably end it up too. Wrap it up for tomorrow. Bust out some more work on this awesome kit. So I'll go ahead and do a little. Here's what we got so far before we get off. Here's what we're rocking with. So here are the majority of our pieces. But, you know, we got the standard, did some more work on the body. We got the head, of course. We got the 2 legs we're still working on. So I'll get everything together that I would say is pretty much finished and put it down here. These pieces are now finished. This piece is finished. I'd say this is pretty much finished. Finished. All of these are finished. All of this is finished. And would I say we finished this other arm? Yeah, I'd say we finished the other arm too. But effectively, the only things that we got left. Appreciate it, Joey. Get that IG on your page. Oh, I put it up there. I did that earlier. We got the other foot that isn't really like not finished, but I'm still kind of gonna add like mud splatter and a little bit more weathering. We got the whole underside of this we still gotta paint, which we'll get to, which will be fun. But I'm pretty much gonna paint it the same as the top side, so it shouldn't be that hard to reference. Other foot drying. And then we got the other leg, which it seems to also still be drying. Just a little bit. Must have been from when we were doing the knee or something. Yeah, coming out good. Cool. All good, that's everything, right? I'm not hiding no pieces. I didn't think I was. Nope, we're good. We're all good. All right, cool. Yeah, thank you so much to the people that showed up, the people that were here for it, the people that stayed, the people that watched, just the loyal supporters who have been here, who gave their lives or gave some moments of their lives to be here. It was a lot of fun for this stream. It was a lot of fun for this stream and just fun in general to be this close to being finished with the kit. It's insane. It's honestly like been a lot of fun building this, but it's been even more fun having people join and give advice and also just tell me what they like about it or what they think I should do different or what they don't like. All the criticisms. Throw all the criticisms my way. I'd like them all. I'll take 2. Take 3 even. But no, I really appreciate it. It's been fun. It's been good. Finish this up tomorrow. Excited to take it outside and give it a good old spray with the Vallejo matte varnish. Probably do 2 coats and then see if it needs a 3rd, but yeah. And I think spraying this kit too, like with the matte varnish to finish it off is gonna be easy because all of these pieces are big enough that I can keep them connected, but the joints are exposed, like pieces are exposed enough that I'm gonna be able to spray all around and get everything. And then it'll be clear coat, top coat, you know, weatherproof to some degree. Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. Thank you for being here, Joey. Oh, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm very tired. I'm stretching. And yeah, I think it's time to go to sleep. But yeah, thanks again. I appreciate you being here. And I'll talk to you guys next time. So, yeah. See you tomorrow. Peace.